Hey, what's up, guys? Eli Fishman here with Talking Ball Interviews, back with another interview. And today I'm very glad to be joined by Dan Dallas. He's a pitcher in the San Diego Padres organization. Dan, hope you're doing well during this time, and thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Of course, how's your quarantine time away from baseball or away from the ballpark, I would say? What are you doing? How are you staying busy?
It's not the very ideal situation we were hoping for, but you kind of try to take the best out of it. You stay home, seeing family, things like that. But right now, we're just everything's closed around here in New York State, so we're just working out in the basement, playing catch as much as we can outside with some buddies, but it's pretty low key. Kind of just waiting for things to start opening back up, and hopefully we get a ball season going here soon.
So you said you're in your basement. Are you doing any throwing programs, bullpens, anything like that?
Yeah, so I got a weight room set up down here that I work out, and then we kind of a throwing progression. You try to get in that the Padres gave us. You try to get in 2 bullpens a week if you can. Sometimes it's hard to find a catcher, things like that, but you throw as much as you can, and if you can get 2 bullpens in, that's the plan right now.
So how are the Padres communicating to you? You guys have group chats, is it emails, Zoom calls? How does that work?
Yeah, so right now we're in a group chat with all of our pitchers, Latin American. Every pitcher in the organization's in a group chat, and then your pitching coach or coordinator will reach out to you once every week or 2 weeks just to check in, kind of give you an update, tell you what they've been hearing, things that are going on within the organization. And then our athletic trainers reach out every day to make sure we're feeling all right and everything's staying healthy with the body and everything.
How did pay go for the Padres? I know there's been a ton of controversy where you guys paid for the time that you were there, and then when your flight left, no pay, meal money. What was the deal?
Yeah, so they give us a stipend because our pay doesn't technically start until the season starts. So they give you a stipend for spring training, which covers your living expenses, your meals. So they take care of it really well. And then that kind of stopped as soon as the spring training ended. And then there was a plan that came out that many teams were going to start trying to pay their minor leaguers. So we got paid for, I don't know exactly, like 8 weeks, maybe 4 to 8 weeks, somewhere in that span. And so they took care of us as much as they could with expenses and things like that. So we weren't making an arm and a leg or anything like that, but they took care of us as much as they could.
Talking about yourself on the field, on the bump. What's your repertoire and what's your mental approach every time you step on that mound?
Yeah, so I don't know if you call it a finesse lefty, but I'm not going to blow anyone away. So I rely on my off speed a lot, getting ahead of batters, not walking guys, stuff like that. But my main thing is I love to compete. I love to go after guys. I hate walking guys. It's like my biggest pet peeve. So I attack with the fastball, working the off speed, and I'm going to make a hitter beat me. So I'm going to put it over the plate and say here it is, and challenge them the best I can.
You've been an all-star for the past 2 seasons and gone to play in the all-star game. How's that, getting to play in the all-star game and also just having your name recognized?
Yeah, it's a great accomplishment that I'm thankful for. I think it's like a league voted accomplishment. So to get recognized is something you're very thankful and grateful for. But it's just a small step of your playing career to get to the big leagues. So the All-Star games are awesome. They take care of you very, very well. You interact with guys around the league, so it's like a mini vacation for 3 days outside of baseball, but you're still playing baseball. So the connections you make with players around the league and to share experience with other teammates from teams you compete against all year, it's kind of a really cool experience.
Last year, you got bumped up to AAA for a little bit in the Pacific Coast League, where you're facing almost every single guy at that level played or will play in the MLB and has MLB talent. What did you take away from that outing at the AAA level?
Yeah, it didn't go as planned. I had a rough outing, but as far as experience-wise, it kind of shows you where you need to work towards and what you need to do to prepare to get yourself to that next level. So as far as hitters you face top guys, like you said, that have been in the big leagues or top prospects that are about to get there. And we had a couple injuries and some call-ups at the big league level where they needed some guys, so they called me and another kid up. And like I said, it didn't go as planned. It wasn't the most ideal outing, but as far as experience and exposure, it was top of the best, so you couldn't really beat it. So like I said, it's something you look forward to getting there again soon, and just keep working towards that goal.
There's a lot of rumors swindling around about the start of the season, there was the rumor that the minor league season got canceled, and now there's the rumor that spring training is starting in the first week of June. What are you thinking about the current situation, and do you think you'll be able to, get down to the complex soon, get to play soon?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to read into the rumors too much until we hear it firsthand from our organization, but there's definitely a bunch of them going around there. As far as my stand on it, I honestly don't know, because when you hear from our coaching and stuff, they're up in the air too. They're like, hey, we don't know what's going to happen. We're kind of just waiting for that phone call that says, hey, let's go. But up until that point, you just got to be ready. When you get that phone call, you got to be ready to go. And I mean, obviously, I think every baseball player now wants to get back to playing and get back into our season as quick as possible. So that's what we're really looking forward to. But we're in control. We can control and just continue our daily grind and our daily routines of getting ready for the season.
In your opinion as a pitcher, two-part question. How many games in spring training or weeks in spring training do you think would be enough to get armed to 100% where you're ready to go full 9 innings, 100 pitches if you need? And during the season, how many games, if this gets pushed back even more, how many games would make getting down there, going to your affiliate, grinding it out, double headers for a little bit? How many games, how many weeks, or is there any time do you feel that it would be worth it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say I think if you did spring training like 14 to 21 days, somewhere in there, I think most guys could get themselves ready and mentally prepared for a crazy season that they've never experienced. But I mean, at that aspect, you always got to worry about injuries and things like that. But you got to control what you can control. And but 14 to 21 days, I feel like most guys would agree they can get ready for a full season in. And as far as the second part to that question, I don't know exactly how many games we could get in, but I think any part of the season would be worth it to getting down there and playing. But if you could get in 60 to 80 games, I think that would be an awesome accomplishment. I mean, that's double headers every day, playing every day. So it would be a grind, but I think most guys would give them something to look forward to and say, hey, this is the most realistic season we're going to get within this year.
Growing up in Buffalo, who was your favorite team? You got a favorite player?
Yeah, so my grandma's a diehard Yankees fan, so we grew up Yankees fans. She watches them every night to this day, and then my cousin played for the Diamondbacks, Paul Goldschmidt, so he played for them, and I grew up like in my high school career watching them, and obviously he was my favorite player to watch. So between the Diamondbacks and the Yankees, those were two teams we watched growing up.
Was there one guy in the backyard? You're a lefty pitcher. Is there anybody you imitated? Like watching film on, anything like that?
I loved Dallas Keuchel for a while growing up. He was never an overpowering guy. He was a lefty, kind of uses off speed to get by. So, like early on in my pro career and the high school career, I watched him a lot. Just bunch of you can find a lefty that kind of you can implement your game after that. So my guy was, hey, not a guy that's overpowering in the major leagues and has good off speed to mix in. Those are the guys you kind of watch but you don't just watch how they pitch. You watch like their mental side of the game, how they compete, how they attack hitters, kind of their sequencing, things like that. So anybody that kind of, if you see him on TV, said, hey, this guy kind of pitches like me, you try to go watch film on him the next day and see how you can implement what he's been doing. I'm really excited.
What's your opinion overall on the state of the game today? And if you were to be MLB commissioner, what would you do to the game? Just what's your opinion on it? Aside from this Corona everything?
Yeah, I mean, the game I think it's changing for sure, but it's for the most part been the same game since I ever grew up. So they're trying to advance it with technology and all that, but you kind of can't control. Like I said before, you got to control you can control, so you can't worry too much about that stuff. But I think it's pretty obvious as a pitcher, if I could change one thing within the game, I'd move the mound closer. I mean, it gives us a huge advantage, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. But that'd be one thing I would change.
All right, man. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, man. I wish you the best, and thanks for having me on.
Thank you.